Have you ever been called a poser? A poser because you don't like a specific band or genre or movement, you don't have a belief that aligns with the status quo or what the majority thinks? Have you ever been called a poser just as an insult in general in the metal community for no fucking discernible reason? Because I want to talk for a second about the dumpster fire that is poser culture in the metal community. And obviously poser is used in a multitude of genres and movements, and generally speaking you are called a poser if you have an opinion that doesn't align with something no matter what it is. But for metal, it has become this pinnacle of insults that is tossed anyone's way, if like some fucking javelin that's tossed at the Olympic event to pierce through the heart of someone if they don't align with you. I've personally been called a poser many times. I don't want to whip out the Bible list of reasons, but I have been called a poser many times. It has been one of the clinically proven, most frequently used terms to try to whittle me down, and at this point I just think it's funny because I personally think it's one of those terms that have lost all meaning. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I think poser in general is just a dumb term to throw at people, but I kind of understand where it's coming from. It's someone that is masquerading as being into something, or masquerading as being on the same level as someone else. But nowadays it seems more like sort of this competition of how cult you are in your specific genre, and if you don't like something someone else likes, you're immediately a poser. I have been called a poser for some of the dumbest reasons that are in no way even influenced or come from my music listening habits, and you know that's when it's getting to a bad point. I'm on the internet a lot, I consume a lot of social media, I listen to a lot of music online, and so obviously I'm prevalent in communities and forums and discords and YouTube comment sections, and the amount of time I see this insult thrown around, it has been sapped of all meaning, because whatever it was initially supposed to mean, you can't really justify it in the modern terminology, because when it comes to communication, these people are linguistically illiterate. Because if the whole definition is supposed to be that you are like masquerading as something, I can understand that. If you want to preserve the lifeblood of your genre, if you think that you have to have a specific amount of knowledge, or you have to listen to a specific number of bands before you're let into the fucking cool kids club, I understand, I get where you're coming from, and I honestly like respect you, more power to you. With that being said, you're stretching this definition really, really thin. Because what does it even mean anymore if you take it out of the confinements of trying to uphold some significant level of control and stability in the genre that you enjoy, if you just aim it directly at someone just because they don't like a band or artist that you enjoy, or they don't fit your little criteria? Because by nature, an art form, a genre, whatever it may be, is intended to be consumed and to be enjoyed. And even if you want to take it to the most extreme of examples for genres like DSBM, NSBM, or just black metal in general, noisecore, grindcore, any other idiosyncratic micro genre that doesn't like to let in outsiders, if people are coming to your genre, if people are enjoying the genre that you enjoy, they found that for a reason. Wherever on their music listening journey, like they got brought to the genre that you enjoy and that you frequent, and you turning them away, it's not going to do what you think. All it's going to do is give you a douchebag reputation, and it's probably not even going to deter them in the way that you want, because nothing makes people want to do something more than when people say that they can't. And I think a lot of people forget that the posers of today are the true cults of tomorrow. And what I mean by that is everyone fucking started off at some point, and a lot of these purists and gatekeepers and elitists that like to call people posers that have all of this underground credibility and knowledge, they were at some point a baby metalhead that didn't really know much about genres or bands, that was just getting into the scene, that maybe would have been called a poser in their day if this term existed back then. And obviously it's always existed, but it has ramped up in the past couple of decades, I would say. So these black metal fans specifically that think that they can just throw around poser willy-nilly, they maybe would have been a poser and should do some reflection that not everyone is going to start off with the same level of knowledge that you have, or the same repertoire of bands, and it's those stepping stones that bring them to the point of enjoying what they enjoy that are going to bring them to be your equal. And whether or not you think they're your equal now now or not, that's irrelevant. They're probably going to get there at some point. You just got to give them time, and you trying to whittle them down and damage them and destroy them is going against the very nature of what these genres are meant to be in the first place. Places for outcasts, for oddballs, for people that needed some sort of filter to put their resentment through, to put their angst through, to put their anger through, their misanthropic and cynical view of the world, to act out in this extreme art form their beliefs, the things that they had conviction for. And I just fucking ultimately hate poser culture, and considering this term has just been sapped of everything it once stood for, if it even stood for something in the first place. I'm playing devil's advocate majorly here. Every time I get called poser in a comment section, which is like, I don't know, fucking 50 times a week across my channel, I'm just kind of used to it at this point. It's kind of one of those things where it's just tired, it's exhausted, and it doesn't make me feel bad. It doesn't deter me from the things that people say I'm a poser for liking or not liking, or believing or not believing. And I just feel sorry for the people that just throw it around like that. And I just hope that people like that can come to their senses eventually and realize how asinine a lot of their accusations are. It's playground insults. That's literally what it is. What are your guys' opinions of this topic just as a whole, and poser culture as a topic as a whole? You can let me know down in the comment section below. Even if you disagree completely, that is perfectly fine. I welcome it. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is. My name is Jay Morris, and I'm signing off saying farewell.